Welcome to Bubba's Fried and Baked. Today we are making fried chicken. What you want to do to start off with is have a preheated oven around 350, and you want to have a pan waiting for you, waiting on the side. I'll explain more about that later. Now, today's is a very simple recipe. It's not like my mom's recipe. She'd kill me if I gave you that one. So, that's 2.5 cups of flour and some poultry seasoning. Like I said, it's just enough to turn the flour gray. If you don't turn the flour gray, just keep adding poultry seasoning until you get a nice gray color. I'll show you what that looks like here in a second. With the salt and pepper, however, you want to put that over top of your chicken before you throw it into the, before you season it with the batter. Now, gray. That color, or a bit grayer if you prefer. Now, like I said, when it comes to the salt and pepper, you just put that across over top of the chicken, like so, on both ends. And when you're done that, you just switch them around and make sure the seasoning gets on all of the chicken. More of a mess. Should look roughly like that. It shouldn't be too seasoned, or else it might overpower the rest of the stuff. Now, get a bigger bowl than this to season the chicken. You want enough of a space to cover the whole chicken with wet batter. Now that's just 2 eggs and 1 cup of milk for the batter. Or depending on how much chicken you're making, you double that. But for today, we're just doing 2 eggs and 1 cup of milk. Now, it should look like that once you're all mixed up. And now what you're going to do is, when the pan gets preheated enough, and you turn on the actual right burner, you'll be able to cook the chicken. And once that happens, you're not going to cook it all the way through. You're just going to brown it and crisp it up on both sides. Then you're going to put it on the pan that we talked about earlier on in the episode. I am actually using a cooling rack on top of a cookie sheet. This way, so the chicken stays nice and crispy, is not sitting in its own juices and grease, so it won't be soggy at all. It'll be nice, crispy with every bite, and you'll love it for that way. If you don't have it on there, you will find that your chicken does become soggy and might not be as good as it was. Okay. Now, go ahead and put this right in the oven, because as you're pulling the chicken out of the pan, you're putting it right on top of this pan. And that way, so it keeps the cooking process going, and it will take less time to cook the chicken. But you still want to have the chicken in the oven for roughly a half an hour to 45 minutes, or until the chicken stops bleeding. It all depends on how your oven works. Now when it comes to the chicken, I like to do chicken legs and chicken thighs. They're just easier to cook. Now what you want to do is just take the chicken, dip it into the egg batter, swish it all around, and put it into the flour and poultry seed. Now, when you do this, you want to make sure every piece of it gets covered. So what you want to do, since they actually start cooking fast as soon as you put in the chicken and the oil, you want to batter a few of them before you actually put one in there, so you have a few going out at the same time. Like I said, all you gotta do is a few of them at a time, like maybe 3, or as many as the bowl that you have the flour in can handle. For this one, it would be 3. And I like doing them at separate, all the legs and all the thighs separately, because they actually do cook at different rates, so you actually would know when one's done, they're all done. But if you cook thighs and legs together, Just because one's done doesn't mean they're all done. Now, all you gotta do, since I have 3 in there now, is gently put them into the pan. You want to, there's a trick to doing this so you don't get burned. If you put it towards you, all the oil comes towards you. But if you do it from front to back like that, no oil splatters goes up on you. And the same with the next one, just front to back. And your pan should be half full of oil so it cooks them all properly. Now, since we're only browning them and crisping them up on them, only like 2, maybe 3 minutes on each side, no more than that, because you want to put them in the oven to finish off. And depending on the pan you use, I'm using a cast iron, so that's cutting that time in half. All we got to do is wait for the start to get brown at the bottom. Check one if it's not as brown as you want it to be. Just put it back in there and wait until it is. There's no rush, there's no time limit. As long as you're not burning them, it'll be good. Perfect. That's the color you want to see on the ones that you want, on the ones that you're going to put in the oven. And now you just put them there and let them cook on that side for a little bit. And when you're done that, you want to take them and put them into the pan in the oven. I'll show you here in a second. Uniform brown color all the way around, or if you want to cook it all the way through, leave each side in there for at least 5 minutes and put the oven on 250. That'll just keep them warm. But if they're already all the way cooked through, you don't need to. But today we're just going to cook them the way. So this is just the easier way because you can get all these sides done as these are finishing off in the oven. Now you just want to place them on the rack in an even line, and you want to with the chicken thighs, just the same way as you would do the chicken legs, back to the front, or front to back. Sorry. And now that it's time to take out the chicken, we'll see what we're looking for, a golden brown color. See that? That is perfect chicken. If it looks like that, you did very good. Now, you could serve it with some mixed vegetables and mashed taters, or whatever you would like to eat. But that was fried chicken. Thank you for watching Bubba's Fried and Cook, and see you Fried and Baked, and see you next week. What you want to know is, you want at least 2 and 2 half cups of flour, and you want some parsley seasoning, salt and pepper. Now, when it comes to the parsley,
we can back this up and start over.
What did I do wrong?
It's not parsley seasoning. It's poultry seasoning.